joined by Mahjoob Zweiri in Doha. He's a professor of contemporary Middle Eastern politics at Qatar University. We spoke just the other day and you did predict that we would be in the closing hours of getting something signed, getting something over the line. I just wonder, why do you think this is happening now? Do you put it down to Trump? Do you put it down to Hamas feeling like they're out of options? What do you think has got us to where we are now?
All this together, Trump has contributed, the failure of Israeli army on the ground has contributed, the changing of the region. What happened in Syria is crucial as well in changing the Middle East politics and dynamics in the region. And more important, the Israeli pressure on the government and basically the lack of targets in Gaza. And also the videos and the clips were provided by Hamas about who left in Gaza, which created more pressure on the government. And I think in addition to all that, the great loss of Israel economically, militarily, and also image, those all together have pushed to see such a moment, and hopefully will finish tonight.
And you were also talking to us about the specifics of this deal. I understand that you've seen a draft version of it. Was there anything that surprised you when you saw that draft? And also when we're talking about this potential hiccup, this snag with the maps, these maps are, of course, highly secret and we don't know. But what do you think it could be that might be holding things up?
It's about how many meters Israelis should remain in Gaza. Israelis suggest 1,500 meters inside the border of Gaza. Hamas insists that it should not be more than 500 meters. So basically, that is one of the things. And the other thing is Hamas asked for a maps which basically identify the regions and the areas where the Israelis will be located. And the third one, it's about Philadelphia. Israelis insist to keep more troops, and there is discussion now about the size of the, I would say, military group who will remain in Philadelphia. Generally speaking, what's interesting about the deal is all of the what's so-called, I call them the no's, the number of no's that Netanyahu was always saying, no, 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 no. This time he said, yes, Palestinians will go to the north. He will withdraw from, his government will withdraw from Netzarim, withdraw gradually from Philadelphia, will withdraw from all Gaza by end of the two period of this deal. And more importantly, opening all cross borders for rebuilding and helping people in Gaza. So all of those were no's. Now all of them become yes.
And finally, Mr. Zweiri, what would a ceasefire deal mean for the wider region, for countries like Egypt on the border with Gaza, for Jordan, for the other Arab states?
It eased the pressure, the public pressure on them, because basically they are facing a serious public pressure on them in the last 16 months. This is the day of 466 days of the war on Gaza. So basically the governments will feel relief a little bit, especially there will be more focus on a humanitarian aid, and the governments will try to put more effort on sending more humanitarian aid, especially the deal has identified at least 600 trucks will enter to Gaza every day from the I think the 6th day of the deal.
Okay, Professor Mahjoob Zweiri from Qatar University, thank you so much for joining us on the News Hour.
Pleasure.